Hey, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another deck profile. This time we have our updated mono black Demigra deck list for you guys. So this is kind of a new take on the deck list we posted back right before Set 4 came out. It actually became one of our most popular deck profiles on the channel. So we wanted to revisit it. This is kind of a different take on it because we're playing more of the bigger Demigra boss monsters. And a style like this might actually be much more possible when Flute does go to 1, if aggro does tend to like kind of become a little slower, a little bit weaker. Once Flute does go to 1, a style of deck like this that actually focuses on the bigger Demigra monsters that are absolute bomb cards might actually be a lot more playable. So if you guys haven't checked out our older version of the deck profile, definitely go do that. It's a little bit of different take on the deck. It's a little bit less focused on dropping the 5 drops, but stay tuned for this deck profile because it is really, really strong. So me and my friend Larry, we got to working on this deck profile. We changed a couple things, so we'll get right into it. Demigra leader, when it attacks your opponent's leader, mill top 3 cards of your deck. If they're all black cards, draw 1. Awaken at 4 life, untap 2, and then flip over. So a really big thing with these untapped 2 leaders a lot of the times is you don't really want to awaken as soon as you hit 4 life. You want to save that for like a really big tempo turn. And this deck actually has a ginormous tempo turn. We'll get into that when I get to the cards. But the awaken side, Ghastly Malice, Demigra, you don't really get as much advantage on this side in terms of like being able to mill as much. So a really popular play is to like attack with them on the unawakened side, mill, draw 1, then flip mid combo in order to get to your really crazy turn 4 play. But so on the backside, he has Wormhole, which allows you to overwhelm twice per turn. Actually, a really, really crazy effect. Then he has the ability to take 3 cards from your warp, put them back in your drop area, and when he attacks, draws a card. So really, really good leader. He facilitates overwhelm pretty well. We'll get into the main deck. Time Control Cronoa. We don't really care too much about Shugash right now. It's not very popular right now, but it is just a 1-drop draw 1. Really good, especially for those tempo turns where you need to use up one additional energy, and then flip over to get max value off your awakening. Then we have 4 Poutine and Demigra's Thrall. We found the 1-drop blocker to be really, really relevant. It's really nice that when you drop her too, she mills top 2 of the deck. So the 1-drop blocker just for some added defense, especially on turns where you need to tap out. Time's Judgment at 4, just really the only negate the second play, so we're playing it at 4. It does come up sometimes to like use the effect to discard 2 cards from your hand, get it back from the drop when you do need to stave off a lot of aggro, but decent negate. Supreme Kai of Time. It's the only super combo you can play. It's a really, really good super combo because it can be operational as early as like turn 1, turn 2. Turn 2 probably like the latest it'll be turned on. It gets turned on pretty quickly. Then we have 3 Gravy and Demigra's Thrall. This card's really, really good at facilitating your overwhelm plays in like a efficient kind of way. So a lot of times, like when you need to drop an overwhelm guy, sometimes you'll have to like over combo to meet the overwhelm requirements, especially like a Scientist Fu. Like you don't want to have 3 engraved and have to drop 4 from hand. That's just really, really neg. So the Gravy allows you to just only combo 1 and feel your overwhelm by 3. So really, really solid card in the deck at 3. Then we have 2 Power Aura Mira. We dropped this down from 4 from the previous list because we kind of took out the Toa Massan line. So the 2 Mira for when you mill it and then hit it with Dark Plot is really, really good. It's just a huge beater. It can actually match like things like Keflas and Bergamos, so pretty solid card. 4 Times Choice, Supreme Kai of Time, and 4 Time Patrol Trunks. Really, really similar cards. They almost essentially do the same thing, just that Time's Choice can't hit extra cards, and it goes 1 card deeper into the deck than Time Patrol. But really, really good because they are very easy to get off on your leader's awaken side as your second overwhelm a turn for when your leader puts 3 back from warp to grave. So really solid, just extra consistency cards on when you don't need a big overwhelm that play, that turn. 2 Force Suggestion Maxan. It's a really good meta call for the SS3 format that we may or may not be getting into when Flute goes to 1. I mean, SS3 is still really, really strong right now, so it's really good to have 2 in the main board. It's a good card to hit off Dark Plot as well. Especially if you do go second against SS3, and then you can side it out if you don't need it, side more, and if you do come across the SS3 matchup, which should be very, very popular. 4 Dark Plot. This card is the absolute nuts in this deck. This card's really, really insane for tempo turns. So when you're ready to awaken on turn 4, which you really, really should be, there's not very many decks that are going to try and stall you out. It's just not a real way to win right now. So once you're ready to awaken, you hold your awakening off till turn 4. You put your Dark Plot, you bring back, normally it's going to be the Overseeing Time, but it could be the Power Word Mira, it could be the Desperate Onslaught Bardock, could be the force ejection, could be a number of things. So you bring one of them back, untap 3, then you're going to either drop like a Poutine to get a blocker on board, or a Cronoa to just get an additional draw. This way you've used up 2 energy. You're going to awaken, and then you'll be back at 4 live energy, and you dark plot again for a overseeing time or a Bardock or a Mira, what have you. So like insane tempo turn, and at that point you still can overwhelm 2 more times. So it's pretty common to go like dark plot into Trunks, dark plot into Trunks, hard cast a Bardock, hard cast a Dimensional Vanisher Fu, and then use your leader to get 3 back in the drop, and then drop like a Time Patrol Trunks or a Supreme Kai of Time. So that's like 6 attacks on turn 4. It's actually really insane with big hitters. So you have your double strikers with your Trunkses. You drop like 2 to 3 of those. Your Bardocks, you can drop like potentially 2 of those, and then another 15k attacker, and then your leader swing. So you have really insane plays on turn 4 in this deck. And then if that didn't kill your opponent, we get to turn 5. We drop some of the other big bombs in the deck. But yeah, so Desperate Onslaught Bardock, Overwhelm 5, critical. When this card attacks during the turn, you played it with Overwhelm. Your opponent may not combo with battle cards in a battle area or activate blocker for duration of the turn. This card's actually really good against the blue-yellow deck specifically, because they want to play their free blockers like their Mize or their Geens, and this just gets right around it. So they think they're safe tapped out, and then you drop this and you swing for a critical, and then potentially lethal, because a lot of times they're putting themselves down to 1 life. And of course you side Morden if you need them. We trim this down just to fit a couple other things in the deck, but it's really good card in the deck. Then we have 4 Trunks Power Overseeing Time. One of the probably the best overwhelm in the deck, just because getting your super combos on command is really good. And then summoning back off Dark Plot is just incredible pressure on your opponent. Then we have 3 of the new Ultimate Box Demigra, the Force Absorption Demigra. It's a 5-drop triple strike, which we have 4 triple strikes in the deck, so really good at closing out the game. When this card attacks, if your leader card is a Demon God and you have 15 or more black cards in your warp, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and combo them in your combo area. And this also does combo with rest mode cards. So essentially, when this thing swings, you just kill your opponent's entire board. Super devastating against veggies. Super devastating against apes. No matter if they even have the King Vegeta on board, this just clears their entire board, and it swings for a double strike. So absolutely insane card. And like I said, probably becomes a lot more playable when Fluke goes to 1. 2-dimensional Vanisher Fu, just for sure up spot removal. This could go up in the deck, but it is a bit tight, so we are only playing at 2 right now, siding more if you need them. 3 Scientist Fu, best overwhelm card in the game. 1 energy, draw 2, giant double strike beater. And then we are playing the secret rare to set 4, Beyond Darkness Demigra. So it's an ultimate, you can only play 1 in your deck. Dark overwhelm, so you have to overwhelm 7 black cards and tap 5 energy, triple strike. When this card attacks, your opponent reveals their hand, choose up to 4 battle cards from it, and combo with them in your combo area. So just straight up rip 4 from your opponent's hand. It's actually really devastating. Even if they negate the attack, they just lost 5 cards out of their hand. So super devastating there. So that's the updated Demigra deck profile, guys, that plays a lot more of the big boss monster drops. It's a very boss monster oriented deck. It's a lot of fun to play. I really suggest you guys try it out, especially in your post Flute to 1 testing. It's gonna be a really cool deck. It actually can really deal with a board that SS3 puts up by just playing the Demigra that wipes board, playing the Demigra that rips their hand apart, and then whatever you're swinging at is gonna die. A Kefla is gonna die, an Ape's gonna die. They're not comboing up to save it from a Beyond Darkness Demigra. And if you swing with the Force Absorption Demigra, they don't have a board to protect anyway. So really cool deck, guys. Yeah, if you guys like this deck profile, please let me know down in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for the deck, also let us know that. We're always trying to bring you guys the best versions of a deck that we possibly can. So please let us know what you guys think about the deck profile. If you like deck profiles like this, please consider subscribing to Crosswell TCG so we can get you more great Dragon Ball Super deck profiles and other great videos like that. But yeah, guys, with that being said, my name is Joey. Consider subscribing to Crosswell TCG, and I will see you next time.